Hey guys, welcome back, John, Megacycle here, another episode of Starcraft 2, Wings of Liberty. How you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. It's a nice quiet evening for me. Thought I'd do a little bit of recording. I wanted to showcase the map that Spektral and I played last called Nexus Wars. It was a pretty interesting map. Spektral and I are not veteran Starcraft 2 players. At least I'm not. Let me speak for me. I'm not a veteran Starcraft 2 player. Love the game. I just can't get my build orders right or play it quickly enough or whatever. But we stumbled upon this one just trying out some maps, and this one was pretty interesting. It's called Nexus Wars. I'll give you just a brief idea of how this works. So this is kind of going to be a small showcase, kind of a, I don't know, fun thing just to kick around. Just add an AI. Let's do medium. I kind of want to do tutorial-ish, so I don't want to get murdered at the same time. Just a brief idea of the way this works is you get what's called a Nexus. It's the Protoss HQ, if you're not familiar. You get a few SCVs and the ability to build structures. You're not collecting resources. Resources are automatic. While you're playing the game, you get an automatic stipend every few seconds. I believe it's considered a round. So every round you get a bit of an income flow. Based on the structures you build, they add to the income flow that happens every round. So maybe it might be better to explain by examples. We'll just kick this thing off. Now I'm going to go ahead and yeah, I can talk. I'm going to go ahead and get started quickly. So I'm going to be kind of playing and teaching at the same time. So let's see. Let's get our SCVs. Thank you very much. The way this works is... Okay, so you get 4 SCVs. There's 1 primary and 3 tertiary, I guess. So this is a 4-player map, really. Everyone's supposed to get only 1 SCV, but I get 4. So the way in which this works is you create structures. Let's get another... Nope. Yeah, whatever. I'm such a fiend for it looking right. You get structures. They produce automatically, similar to the Protoss structures, which just get warped in. When you build a structure, it produces a unit automatically. This unit will automatically run to engage enemies across the bridge and all the way over to the enemy base, or the enemy nexus. If there are no enemies left, meaning no infantry units, no vehicles, no aircraft, then the structures will be attacked directly. So here's what I do. Get a couple of structures out. Each SCV can build all 3 tech trees. Terran, Zerg, Protoss. Each SCV comes with a few additional key structures for upgrades and similar, and then also a tactical nuke strike. You only get 1. That's how it's supposed to be played, but I get 4 because I have 4 SCVs. So let's be fair, let's cram those guys in the back. I'm just going up against a medium AI, nothing crazy. When I produce structures like this, each structure either has a command ability or an additional unit queue or a unit itself. I should be saying and or, but that's okay. When you can use these abilities, like for example, the barracks has Marines gain plus 10 life. Everyone knows it's a combat shield ability, so that's a handy thing to have. I like to build a diverse amount of units, so I like to mix Protoss and Terran together. Moving with, we have our not Templars, Zealots. Ugh, got that wrong off the bat. We also have our sentries. Sentries are great. They act as long-range shields, which are going to help out nice. So I've got a nice diversity here, a little bit of Terran, a little bit of Protoss. Really the idea is there's no best unit for this game mode. It's not like build a crap ton of Marines and you'll be fine. Really you have to see how your enemy is playing and then counteract it. It's just like playing regular Starcraft, so to speak, or any RTS for that matter. It's a real rock, paper, scissors kind of a setup. So your enemy's building this kind of unit. You need to build a different kind of unit to counteract, or at least match at a minimum. You don't want to be falling behind. Oh. I read that as I had 85, not 65. So we're just going to wait a second here. There we go, another sentry. Very good. As the game ramps up and as you produce more structures, you get more monies per minute, or monies per round. The variables I don't think are very well named here, but here's the counter of, I believe that's 14 seconds, 15 seconds right about there. You get this amount of monies, so 26 for each of us. Now we're not doing too well on the pushing, so I'm going to want to start diversifying more units, or at least getting some different stuff out there. Marauders are going to be great against their sentries. Firebats would be great against light infantry like Zerglings if they were using that. So it's really starting to think about what is best for what situation. Okay, so they have a bunch of sentries. Since the sentries produce a shield, that prevents long-range damage, I'm not going to want to build a ton more Marines or Marauders. I'm going to want probably a few more Zealots out there. So we can easily do... Zealot?
It's your time.
Yes, it is. Now take a look over here. You see the number 26? That means that's how many resources I'm pulling every round. I just built the gateway, which allows us to bring in Zealots, and now that's turned to 30. So depending on the structures you build, you get more economy. In addition to all that, there's some other support structures like I mentioned. Now hang on. Oh, I thought I was going to get...
Your forces are under attack.
Okay, I still need more Zealots to counteract this. This isn't a good situation. So we'll get another one in that. Hopefully should turn the tide a little bit for us. I was waiting for 100, but anyhow. Oh, come on. Come on, one more dollar. Or mineral. Come on, I'm waiting on the rest of the tutorial so I can build this thing. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anyhow, moving on. In addition to the 3 tech trees, we also have a couple of support structures. Photon cannon, which is the Protoss defensive unit, or not unit, sorry, structure. Pylon, and this one produces extra resources for you every round. So if you get a couple of those out early, that could be really handy, and it's 1 per SCV. So even though I have 4, it's kind of an uneven match, but we'll only build 1. Merc Compound produces unit upgrades, that's exactly as that said. Blink allows you to teleport a little bit, no big deal there.
Will do.
And then your Tactical Nuke Strike. By the rules, you're supposed to only get 1 of those. Like I said, I kicked my other 3 SCVs back here. I don't want to be cheaty.
Go ahead.
So we're going to get 1 more of that, and I think that's going to diversify our units enough. Let's see what they're throwing at us. Okay, some Stalkers. We're going to need some heavier vehicle types ourselves. Yeah, that's just going to get kind of annihilated.
We could use some help here.
So let's see, let's move up. Hellions would be a nice idea. I kind of almost want Marauders considering the heaviness of them. That's going to become pretty handy. So many choices. Let's diversify a little bit. We'll get 2 Marauders going on, and then we'll start moving into Hellions and vehicles. The reason why I want the Hellions is because that's going to open up the siege tank. Looks like our Marines are starting to catch up a little bit here. And then in addition to that, we have to start thinking support units. So I'm definitely going to want the medevac. Requires factory. Requires factory. I think this produces a factory. The name of the structure isn't there. It's just the name of the unit. So trained Marine, what you're really building is like a barracks. And it's labeled here just as much. So when it goes and it says requires barracks, it's a little hard to figure that out. Yeah, trained Marine. It doesn't say exactly what it's building. Structure-wise, anyhow. Now, each of the structures here only create units. They don't serve their ulterior purpose. Meaning, you can't put a bunch of guys in here. You can't just fill. Gosh, every 5 seconds, you guys.
Bad news.
You can't also put units in here, even though it's clearly a bunker. I mean, it would make sense, but you just can't. Let's see here.
We could use some help here.
Yeah, classic stim pack. That's something I want. And then, of course, yeah, combat shield. Okay, extra health. Since I've got a good amount of Marines, I think that's worth it. And then we'll build a few more Marine or barracks as we go along. Oh, that's perfect. Stim packs are going to be great. Now, as you can see over here, I've got 52 credits or crystals per round. The enemy has 36, so my economy is a little higher. And it's important that we keep pushing them.
Research complete.
Just watching a little bit of the combat here. We've got a good diversity. We've got some units that can hit the air, some are heavy on the ground. These sentries are an awesome, awesome complement. And now that we've got our research, we now have the ability for stim packs. I don't know if that's automatic or what. You can't issue commands, right? So one thing I might have mentioned, this is kind of like minion-based combat right here. If you've seen Demigod was a game that had that sort of a thing, that minions are just produced automatically by themselves and they engage in combat. League of Legends, I think? I don't play the game, so if I'm wrong, I apologize, but I think that's another game that does kind of the same thing. Okay, so did we get our stim pack upgrade? We did. I don't know how they use it. I hope they use it automatically. But now that we've got some heavier stuff, and I spent the upgrades for Marines. I don't mind getting a couple more barracks online. Okay, so if it was against a normal human player, they would have nuked me by now. They get one nuke, that would clear the pack. Oh, and no, you can't move your SCV off of your chunk. It'll just get pushed back to the Nexus. I tried that. So what'll happen is my guys will keep pushing real nice. If the game goes much longer, you really get to some super duper high-tech stuff. Oh, and as you can see, maybe you didn't notice, but as the structures are being destroyed, his economy went down. Fairly straightforward there. The SCVs are indestructible, which is nice. So you don't have to really worry too much about them. And there we go. Really quick, simple showcase on Nexus Wars. I really like it. Oh, by the way, Sigma is one of my go-tos. Anywho. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Nexus Wars, as I was saying, really interesting take on the StarCraft 2 methodology, but taking some elements from other games. I really liked it. Let's check out the score screen here. Yeah, see, the thing is, this really works far better for... okay, here we go. Units are probably decent. Units trained, units killed, structures built. This can kind of give you a good idea of what kind of units are most effective. If I've got a ton of losses but I still won, then you can kind of tell, kind of Zerg rushed it, kind of built a lot of cheap stuff. But we started to mature our army halfway through. Watch replay solo. Let's try that. I never tried that before. Let's give that a go real quick. Can I see everyone? Perfect. So this gives us a really good idea of build order. So Gateway and Forge. Okay, kind of expected that. We went the Barracks and Gateway. Okay, so interesting take on it. So this is a really good example, doing the replays just as a gamer note to do and analyze and research the build order. This is really cool to see how the AI was building. So if I really start to mimic and learn, was that faster, was that better, did I lose, did I win, that sort of a thing, you really start to gauge what's a more effective way to play. Now he's still got those 2 structures, I've got 3. Does that really matter so much? Okay, I'm up to 4. See, just a different build order. And we saw throughout the whole battle we were losing a bit, we were winning a bit, kind of nifty. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of this. If I can figure it out. There we go. Anyhow, thanks for appreciate it. I'll put a link for this, or at least I'll put some notes in the description so you can find it yourself if you want to give this a go. I really liked it. Again, Nexus Wars, Center Bridge updated. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.